the Hoodie org just won first strike. I mean 100 Thieves. Yeah, 100 Thieves, they're a ridiculous squad, right? And what makes them so good? Is it Steel on the IGL? Is it the strict rules that they play during every match? And the strict agent composition? They don't switch their agent composition? And it might be. And let's dive into these roles that they play. The first role, entry fragger, which is Asuna. Asuna trusts his teammates to trade him and use his death either to scale onto site, scale into a choke point, or even an information tool, right? The main job for an entry fragger is to get a pick so the T side have a 5v4, or to get a trade effectively so the T side can get a 4v4. A 4v4 is an advantage for the attacking side. What makes Asuna so good is he's not afraid to use the Stinger. And he's not afraid to use these creative weapons in order for him to get picks, especially playing Reyna, which allows him to dismiss away when he gets a kill. Another thing I've seen with Asuna is his confidence. His confidence to go through smoke, knowing that he can pressure someone. Like, for example, when he was playing against Sentinels, he would press Garage with Phoenix and press Sinatra away from that window play that he uses on Sova. Being a pest, being someone that plays on a certain tempo and a certain pace, allows 100 Thieves to scale faster, to get picks faster, to execute faster, and also to just, tell them to go off, man. Make a play, right? And Asuna has the ability to make a play. So the next role that 100 Thieves implement is the Ops Specialist. The Operator, someone who's only going to use the Op, someone preferably using Jet, and that's your main guy, Dicey. The thing about Dicey is he had an underwhelming performance in First Strike, but he kept his head up and he continued to perform in terms of, keeping his cool, getting the right picks, even if he didn't get the stats that maybe he wanted. It's not all about stats, and that's something that Hiko and Nitro and Steel will continue to emphasize to Dicey and Asuna. It's about impact frags. It's about giving your team the advantage. Now the enemies can't peek a certain corner, or they're worried about Dicey holding a certain angle. It's definitely something very powerful to have an operator on your team and someone good on the operator. The next role is the Lurker Smoker role, and this is executed by Nitro. He's on the Omen. And there's not much to say about Nitro because everybody know who Nitro is, right? Like, he's that guy from CSGO that almost won everything in North America. The guy that I like to call Mr. Consistent. This guy always puts good numbers. He's always doing something impactful. He's always using his smokes to the most optimal way he can for his teammates. And the thing he does so well is he out-times his opponents. He uses his experience and his knowledge of the game, which he's only been playing this game for what, 4 months? He's been using his knowledge and his timing skills to outwit his opponents and get easy kills. That's something we see from Nitro and Steel. Any opportunity they can get where they're killing a guy behind their back is a big plus for them. The next role I would like to talk about is the Anchor and Lurker role, which is 100 Thieves Steel. This guy is a true rat. And he's also the IGL. He's a fantastic shot caller. He does things that I've never seen before. Like, he has so much patience. His setups on Killjoy and Cypher are freaking creative, innovative, and incredible. Like, for example, there was one time he hid Nitro with his Cypher cage, and it looks like a one-way, so TSM just go through the one-way, and the cage dismisses, and Nitro is just getting a 3-piece, because they would never expect Nitro to be in that cage. It's, like I said, Steel, probably one of the best in terms of using creative methods to allow his team to win. His patience, his shot calling, and his anchoring skills are ridiculous. And I think, honestly, Steel is probably the best player on 100 Thieves right now. And that's what makes them a winning side, is because they have Steel on the form of his life. The next role I want to talk about is I want to define this role as the clutch and baiter role. So Hiko plays this role, obviously. He plays it on Sova, and the whole thing about 100 Thieves is they scale into sight knowing that Hiko is going to be either off site or holding an off angle to use his utility to win around or to clutch around, and also to use his ult to win around and to clutch around. They know if Hiko has a 1v2 or 1v3, there's a higher percentage of him clutching it than the other guys. And Hiko's experience, he doesn't waver, he doesn't get nervous, he has the experience to clutch almost any situation. And with Sova, I think he's really like enjoying his Sova play, because you can tell that he's put a lot of hours in the lab to learn lineups, to learn shock darts that annoy the hell out of his opponents, and just to be that guy that clutches things up, cleans up the round. And this is what makes 100 Thieves so good, is that all 5 of these guys play these certain roles that, you know, obviously Steel and Nitro both kind of implemented through their CS days, and have kept this strict agent composition with little adaptation, so that all these guys are comfortable on their roles. And this is what makes this might set 100 Thieves up for a potential dynasty. And that's the title of the video today. Can 100 Thieves be a potential dynasty? Like, in terms of winning every Riot sponsored event, they can set up an early dynasty here. Like, if we look into the future in 2021, it's already 2021, but if we look into the future events, we got the Valorant Championship Tour coming up. Who can realistically beat 100 Thieves right now? Like, I would say TSM on their day can. Sentinels could. Maybe T1 in terms of North America. You think Team Heretics can? Or SUMN? Or G2, maybe Liquid if they solved internal issues? Vision Strikers, maybe? They're undefeated for like 40 plus games. They're definitely going to be a threat. You know, Absolute Jupiter is just as good. But like, I still see 100 Thieves, they could win the championship tour and really set up an early dynasty here. They have all the tools they need. They have an incredible IGL. They have a secondary IGL in Nitro. They have the experience of Hiko. They have Asuna, who gains confidence every game he plays. And they have Dicey, the quick reactions, good on the op and playing Jet. This could be like, they could have the ingredients to form like an epic dynasty here. We're talking about, you know, I'm not talking about a dynasty like Astralis, but maybe like a dynasty like, you know, T1 League of Legends. You know, the early, like starting an early dynasty, winning a lot of ride sponsored events, and really, like, you know, making a name for themselves and stamping their legacy onto Valorant. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think 100 Thieves can be a dynasty, an early dynasty at least? Or do you guys think they're 100 flukes? Like, do you think it's just a fluke? If you guys like the video, drop a like down below, maybe subscribe, right? And, you know, share so people can view my content, because I'm out here slugging at a retail store 40 hours a week. So if you pity me, please like or subscribe. Thanks guys, and I'll see you soon.